Hi, this is Mr. Nazarian. Our lesson objective today: I can find the volume of a rectangular prism by using the formula volume equals length times width times height. It's 5th grade standard, measurements and data, C5. Okay, so we have a rectangular prism here with a length of 12 units, a width of 4 units, and a height of 6 units. So I'm going to use what we discovered today, is that if we multiply the length times the width, that gives us the base of this rectangular prism. And then the height is just like those layers, counting them up. So we can just do this base times the height. So the length times the width times the height. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So first here, and it doesn't matter what order we multiply these three factors because of the commutative property. So if we did 12 times 4 times 6, it's going to be the same as if we did 6 times 4 times 12 or 6 times 12 times 4. It really doesn't matter as long as each of these factors are going to be multiplied with each other. So I'm going to take the approach, and it doesn't mean it's the right one, it's just the one that as I look at this, I think this is going to make it a little bit easier for me, is I'm first going to multiply the 6 times the 4. And I know that that's going to give me 24, right? Which means then I'm going to multiply that times the 12. Well, I could use a standard algorithm, right? Or I could just say, well, I know that 24 times 12 is the same as 24 times 10 and 24 times 2. Well, 24 times 10, which would be 240, and then 24 times 2 would be 48. So I'd have 240 plus 48 would be 288. So that means that the volume here is going to be 288 cubic units. Okay, so it's going to either look like that. I could also do write units. Could write out units like this, and cubed. And remember, the cubed is this little tiny 3, right? The exponent 3, because I'm multiplying 3 different factors, the 3 dimensions. So remember that when we're doing volume, we're finding a measurement of a 3-dimensional figure. So that might help you remember to put a little 3 up here for units cubed. And actually, for this next one, instead of having units, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give them a more specific measurement. So we're going to do this in inches. So we've got this rectangular prism, which is 4 inches tall. It is 3 inches wide, and it is 10 inches long. Okay. So go ahead and solve for the volume of this rectangular prism. Go ahead. Okay, so again, we're going to use that formula length times width times height. Again, there's no right or wrong way as what order you multiply these together. I'm going to multiply the 4 and the 3 together. That's going to give me 12. And then I'm going to multiply it by the length. It's just 10. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 10 is 120. And remember, we don't just leave it as just a number without it being labeled, because it could be 120 what? 120 bagels. We don't know what the 120 represents, so we have to label it. And a common mistake would be to say, what's 120 inches? But 120 inches measures a single dimension, right? It just measures the length, and volume is the length times the width times the height. There's 3 dimensions there. So put a little 3 there, that means cubed. So it's 120 cubed inches. In other words, 120 little cubes that are 1 inch by 1 inch could fit inside of this rectangular prism. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on more tomorrow, and see you then. Bye.